The moment the boy's scream cut through the morning air, every head in Iporico Junction turned. People stopped. Plates froze in hands. The smell of frying oil floated across the small market as the scream rose again, sharp, frightened, and desperate. From behind her steaming pot of hot jollof, Ia Remy looked up, and that was when she saw him. The small homeless boy she had fed every day for months, running toward her like his life depended on it. His name was Taiwo, and his feet were dusty, his eyes wide, and his shirt torn at the shoulder. What was chasing him? What had changed? Why was today different? This was how everything began. Ia Remy's stall sat at the edge of the busy junction. A bright yellow umbrella, 2 wooden benches, and the warm smell of rice that comforted tired Okada riders and schoolchildren every morning. She was not rich. She was not poor. She was simply surviving. Every day by 5 a.m. she arrived with her big silver pot and her small transistor radio. And every day just before sunrise, the boy appeared, small, quiet, watching from a short distance. His legs were thin like broomsticks. His eyes carried something deeper than hunger, something like loneliness and waiting. At first, Ia Remy ignored him. Then she worried. Then she felt something inside her soften. One morning she simply called out, "Taiwo, come and eat." From that day he came daily. He never asked for more than 1 spoon. He always whispered, "Ese ma," with a shy bow. He always left quickly, as if afraid someone would chase him away, the market women whispered. "Why you dey feed stray boy every day? You know where him come from? Better make you careful, oh." But Ia Remy did not stop. Something in the child reminded her of someone she had once loved and lost. She didn't tell anyone that part. Taiwo slept under the broken trailer near the mechanic workshop. He bathed from a black plastic bowl behind an abandoned container. He talked to nobody except Ia Remy. And even with her, he used only a few small words. But he watched her. He listened to her. He memorized the rhythm of her footsteps and the soft way she said his name. He never asked why she helped him. He was just grateful someone cared. But the truth was deeper. He had run away. Run from a shocking memory. Run from a secret. Run from a place where he once belonged, but no longer felt safe. He carried that truth like a stone in his chest. On that morning, the morning of the scream, Taiwo burst into the market like a storm. He nearly toppled Ia Remy's bench. People shouted, "Wetin do am?" Now who dey chase this boy? Small pickin', why you dey run like mad? But Taiwo didn't stop. He hid behind Ia Remy, trembling like a leaf. Then she saw them, 2 men in clean shirts, sweating heavily, searching the junction with photos in their hands. One pointed toward her stall. "There! That's him! That's the boy!" The market scattered into shocked whispers. "Aha, so the boy get people. He be like say dem dey find dem since. Wetin he do?" Ia Remy stood in front of Taiwo protectively. Her voice was calm but firm. "Who are you? Why are you running after this child?" One man stepped forward. His name tag read, "Officer Boluwatife." "Madam, this boy was declared missing for months. His family has been looking for him everywhere." Ia Remy felt her heart drop. Taiwo tugged her wrapper and shook his head violently. He didn't want to go. Why? What was he afraid of? It was the first time Ia Remy had ever seen such fear in his eyes. She crouched to his level. Her hands shook as she held his shoulders. "Taiwo, talk to me. Are they telling the truth?" For the first time since she met him, the boy spoke more than a few words. His voice cracked. I didn't run away because I was bad. I ran away because they said I killed my twin." Gasps spread across the market. Officer Boluwatife closed his eyes. The second man sighed deeply. The story unfolded fast and heavy. Taiwo had a twin, Kehinde. They were inseparable. One evening, months earlier, they had been playing near a deep gutter. Kehinde slipped and fell in. By the time adults arrived, it was too late. Taiwo blamed himself. He thought everyone blamed him too. And in his young mind, there was only one solution: disappear, run, hide, punish himself. He carried the guilt alone, every single day. Yaremi felt something painful twist in her chest. She understood that kind of guilt more than anyone knew. The market crowd fell silent when she spoke. "Taiwo, look at me." He lifted his small, shaking face. "There was a time I thought I killed someone too." Gasps again. She continued. "Her name was Aduke, my daughter. She fell sick. I did everything I could, but I couldn't save her. For years I blamed myself. I thought I didn't do enough. I thought I failed her." Her voice trembled. "But guilt is a liar. Pain can confuse the heart. You did not kill your twin. You were a child. It was an accident." Her words were soft and simple, but they carried weight. Everyone felt it. Even Officer Boluwatife nodded slowly. The officers stepped closer. "Madam, please," one said gently. "We are not here to punish him. His family is crying every night. His mother is sick because of worry." Taiwo backed away. He held tightly to Yaremi's wrapper. "Don't let them take me," he whispered. In that moment, she faced a decision. Hold on to the boy who had filled a small space in her broken heart, or help him return to the family he belonged to, even if it hurt her. Her hands trembled as she knelt again. "Taiwo, look at me." He did. "You are not alone anymore. I love you like my own, but you have a mother who is waiting, a mother who still believes you are alive." Tears spilled down his face. "But what if she hates me?" "She doesn't," Yaremi said, her voice steady. "She misses you, and I will go with you. I won't leave you to face anything alone." The officers led them to a white van. The market women watched silently. Some cried, some prayed. Some wondered if they had misjudged the Foodseller all along. The drive to Igbogula Estate was slow and emotional. When they arrived, a woman burst out of the gate barefoot, crying loudly. Her name was Maria Mola, Taiwo's mother. She didn't shout. She didn't scold him. She didn't ask questions. She simply fell to her knees and hugged him tightly, shaking as if her heart had been pieced back together. Taiwo broke into tears. "I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." But Maria Mola held his face with trembling hands. "My child. My son. You didn't kill your brother. It was an accident. I have never blamed you." Then she pulled Yaremi into the embrace without hesitation. "You fed my son," she whispered through tears. "You protected him. You kept him alive for me." Weeks passed. Taiwo began therapy sessions. He ate well. He slept without fear. But he asked one thing every day. "Can I visit Yaremi?" And he did. He sat beside her stall after school, helping her serve food and wash plates. Customers smiled when they saw them. Something about the pair felt right. Like fate had woven them into each other's stories. One calm evening, Taiwo looked at Yaremi and said, "Can I call you Mama Remi?" Her throat tightened. Slowly she nodded. "Yes, my son. You can." People at Poroko Junction still tell the story, not because of the drama, not because of the search, not because of the tears, but because of one simple truth. Kindness can change a destiny. Love can find a lost child. And sometimes, family is not made by blood, but by hearts that choose each other. On the night Taiwo finally returned home for good, Oya Remy stood outside her stall, watching the sunset turn the sky orange. She felt something peaceful inside her chest, something she had not felt in years. Healing, hope, belonging. As the streetlights came on, she whispered to herself, "Maybe my Aduke sent him to me. Maybe I needed him as much as he needed me." The wind rustled softly, almost like an answer. And that's how a roadside food seller and a homeless child became a story people still tell. A reminder that simple acts can shape destinies, and that love in its quietest form can rewrite the world. Life slowly settled into a rhythm. Taiwo returned home. Hia Remy returned to her stall. The market returned to its noise, its gossip, its laughter. But beneath the calm, something new had begun to grow. People didn't avoid her stall anymore. They flocked to it. "Mama Remy, give me extra fish jar." "Ah, now you save that boy life. God go bless you. Make I buy 2 plates, one for me, one for your kindness." Her business bloomed like a flower tasting rain after a long drought. But good fortune rarely walks alone. It is often followed, quietly, by shadows. And one shadow was about to return. One humid Thursday afternoon, as school children crowded her stall, Ya Remy's radio fizzed, crackled, and went silent. She tapped it. Nothing. "Apio, this radio dawn finally die." She sighed. As she leaned over it, a man approached her stall quietly. Not a customer, not a police officer, not a market neighbor. He was tall, dark-skinned, with a clean beard and tired eyes. His shirt was neatly ironed, his shoes shining like a man who paid attention to small things. He cleared his throat. "Good afternoon. Hia Remy." She looked up sharply. People rarely called her that with such a mix of familiarity and distance. "Good afternoon," she replied slowly. "You need food?" "No," he said gently. "I need to talk to you." Her chest tightened. That sentence rarely brought good news. "Who are you?" "My name is Damola," he said. "I am Taiwo's father." Her breath caught. She had expected many things. Gratitude, anger, questions. But she had not expected the sorrow in his eyes. "Please sit," she murmured. He did. The market buzzed around them. Yet somehow the noise faded, like the world understood this moment needed silence. Damola exhaled deeply. "I know my son visits you often, and I know what you did for him. My wife is grateful. I am grateful." A pause. "But there is something else you should know." Her hands stiffened around her apron. "What is it?" He looked at his fingers, trembling slightly. Taiwo didn't just run away because of guilt. He swallowed. He ran away because of me. The words dropped like a stone into a still river. "Explain," she whispered. "I never hit him," Damola said quickly. "I never harmed him. But after Kehinde died, I changed. I withdrew. I barely spoke. Some days I couldn't look at him because he reminded me so much of his twin. It wasn't his fault, but I made him feel like it was." His eyes watered. "I didn't tell him I loved him. I didn't comfort him. I didn't hold him. I thought I was grieving, but I was punishing him too." Yarimi closed her eyes. Pain recognized pain. Guilt recognized guilt. "But that's not all," Damola continued. Her eyes snapped open. "There is something more?" "Yes." "What?" "I fear someone may have pushed Kehinde." The world seemed to tilt. Pushed? She repeated. Yes, he said. And I don't think it was Taiwo. Olorun, her heart pounded. Why are you only saying this now? Because, he said, voice trembling. My wife told me something last week. Something she saw the night before the accident. He lowered his voice. A grown man was lurking near the children that evening, watching them. She assumed he lived nearby, but after Taiwo returned, she finally admitted she had never seen him before, and she hasn't seen him since. Ya Remy felt a chill. Describe him, she whispered. Damola described the man, and in that moment something icy slid into her spine. She knew that description. She had seen a man like that before. Not at the estate, but at her stall, months ago. A man who bought a plate of rice, stood too long, watched children play, and walked away without eating. That night, Ya Remy couldn't sleep. Her radio was still broken, so the silence in her small one-room apartment felt too loud. She kept hearing Damola's voice. Someone may have pushed your son's twin. Then she kept hearing Taiwo. I ran away because they said I killed my twin. Then her own memory. The strange man. The silent stare. The uneaten food. Could it be the same person? Why would a stranger watch children at dusk? By midnight she sat up, sweating. Something felt wrong. Deeply wrong. She prayed. Olorun, please protect that boy. Keep danger far from him. But even prayer didn't loosen the knot in her chest. Something was coming. 2 days later, just as the market welcomed the soft glow of the rising sun, the scream came again. Not from a child, from a woman. Thief! 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 The market exploded into chaos. Stall owners grabbed their bags. Men chased the voice. Okada riders jumped up in alarm. Ya Remy stepped out from behind her boiling pot. Mama Silifa, wetin happen? The old woman was shaking violently. Somebody snatched my bag. My money is inside. My phone. My... Before she could finish, a small figure rushed past the crowd. Small, thin, fast. For one terrifying moment, Ya Remy's heart stopped. It looked like Taiwo. But it wasn't him. It was another boy. And behind him, almost too quietly, the strange man from months ago walked calmly through the crowd, hands in pockets, eyes sharp, watching, not chasing, watching. His gaze locked with Ya Remy's, and a cold, unsettling smile curved on his lips. She felt her throat close. He knew she recognized him. He nodded once. A gesture that was not a greeting, but a warning. Then he slipped away like smoke. That evening she visited Taiwo's home. He was excited to show her his homework. His mother offered her dinner. His father thanked her again. But Ya Remy didn't smile. She sat them down, and she told them everything. The strange man, the uneaten rice, the lingering stare, the morning at the market, the theft, the smile. Maria Mola trembled. Damola clenched his fists. Officer Boluwatife was called immediately. He listened quietly, then said, "We've been getting reports of missing children in nearby communities. All boys, ages between 6 and 10. Taiwo froze. That man might have been involved." The officer continued. "He may have been scouting children, watching them, waiting." The room fell silent. It felt as though darkness had entered the house and sat quietly in the corner. Taiwo whispered, "So, Kehinde might not have fallen." Officer Boluwatife sighed heavily. "We cannot be sure, but we also cannot rule anything out." Ya Remy placed a hand over the boys. "Your brother's death was not your fault," she said firmly, "and we will not let anything happen to you again." The family begged Ya Remy to sleep over for safety. She agreed. It was a restless night. Every sound felt louder. Every shadow felt suspicious. Every car that passed made them jump. At 2:16 a.m., someone knocked on the gate, softly. Once, twice, thrice. No one moved. Officer Boluwatife, who had stayed behind, signaled for silence. His hand hovered over his holster. Again the knock came. Thrice. Soft, rhythmic, deliberate. Then a voice spoke. "Mama Remy?" Her blood froze. It was the strange man. "I need to talk to you." Officer Boluwatife approached the gate slowly. "Who is there? Identify yourself." Silence. No retreating footsteps. No reply. No movement. Then a soft chuckle. Not angry. Not mocking. Just cold. "I'll be back," the man said softly. "Protect the boy if you can." And the footsteps that followed were light, almost playful. The officer flung the gate open, but the street was empty. Too empty. As if the night itself had swallowed him. By morning, a plan was in motion. The police increased patrol around the estate. Taiwo's school was alerted. Market women formed a watch group. And Ya Remy did something nobody expected. She closed her stall, for the first time in 6 years. "Mama Remy, why? Business donde bumo." "I cannot sell jollof when a child's life is in danger," she replied quietly. Instead, she spent her days near the estate, cooking for the family, talking to Taiwo, watching the street like a hawk. And at night, she prayed. For protection, for truth, for closure. Because she could feel it, the strange man was not done. One Friday afternoon, when the sun was low and orange, Taiwo stood outside with Iya Remy, plucking leaves from the small garden. "Mama Remy," he said softly, "do you think Kehinde forgives me?" She smiled sadly. "Forgiveness is easier for the dead than for the living." He nodded. Then his eyes widened. His hand froze. Mid-air. "Mama Remy. Don't turn." Her spine stiffened. "He's behind the gate," the boy whispered. "The man." Her heart lurched, slowly, carefully. She turned. And there he was, standing outside the estate fence, watching them. No smile this time. Just an empty, chilling stare. He raised his hand and pointed directly at Taiwo. Officer Boluwatife burst through the door. "Run inside! Both of you!" But the man scaled the fence with terrifying speed. He landed silently, smoothly, predatory. Taiwo screamed. The man lunged. "Ya!" Remy pushed the boy behind her and grabbed the closest object she could. A wooden broomstick. He laughed. "You think you can stop me, old woman?" He moved fast. But something moved faster. A heavy fist. "Damola!" He tackled the man with a roar that shook the compound. They crashed into the grass. Officer Boluwatife pulled his gun. "Don't move!" But the man rolled, kicked, ran, jumping the fence again, and disappeared into the neighborhood like a phantom. When police searched the area, they found a small abandoned shed behind the estate. Inside, child-sized clothes, a rusted pocket knife, broken toys, old snacks, a torn piece of a school uniform. Kehinde's uniform. The truth hit them like a blow. The man had been watching the twins long before the accident. And more chilling still, a note was found, written in a shaky hand. "One escaped, one returned. I will finish what I started." Police launched a full-scale manhunt. Checkpoints, roadblocks, patrol teams. Days passed, then a week, then 2. The man remained invisible. Until one night, an Okada rider reported a suspicious figure near the old drainage system where Kehinde died. Officers swarmed the place. The man panicked, ran, fell into the same gutter he had once used as a hiding spot. The fall was fatal. Just like that, the shadow was gone. Officer Boluwatife personally brought the news. Maria Amola wept. Damola held her. Taiwo stood quietly. Then he whispered, "So, it wasn't my fault." "No," Yaremi said softly. "It never was." He leaned into her, and she wrapped her arms around him, and something in his small body finally relaxed, as though a weight he had carried for months had been lifted completely. When Ayaremi reopened her stall, the market erupted. "Ah, she done come back. Give me 3 plates jar. God bless you for all you done do. Our Mama Remi is back." People lined up long before the pot finished steaming, and right beside her, wearing a clean school uniform and a bright smile, stood Taiwo, helping her serve food with the confidence of someone who finally felt safe in his own skin. One Saturday morning, Taiwo said timidly, "Mama Remi, when I grow up, I want to open a big restaurant." She laughed warmly. "En, why?" "So I can feed children like you fed me, so nobody will feel hungry or alone again." Her eyes filled with tears. "Then you will. I will teach you everything." He grinned. "You promise?" She touched his forehead. "I promise." And this time, this promise was not made from sorrow. It was made from hope. Years later, people would still gather at Poroko Junction and point at the yellow umbrella. They would tell the story again and again. How a homeless boy ran into a market. How a food seller protected him. How a truth hidden in shadows was finally uncovered. How love, not blood, saved a child's destiny. And people would nod, whispering, "Kindness no day waste. Love day powerful. God go use anybody bless person. Family na who choose you." Under the bright umbrella, Mama Remi and Taiwo worked side by side. Mother and son, not by birth but by choice. And every evening, when the sun kissed the horizon, she would look at the sky and whisper, "Aduke, look at me. I am healing. I am living. I am mothering again." Some stories end, but this one didn't. It became a proverb, a reminder, a whispered truth carried by market women, Okada riders, school children, and hungry travelers. A story with a heartbeat. Because a roadside food seller fed a homeless child every day. And that small kindness saved 2 lives and changed many more. And so the people of Aporoko Junction say, when the heart gives, destiny receives. And the story continues, in every plate of warm food, in every hand that lifts another, in every act of love done quietly, just like Aya Remi did